Amazon workers' ballots are being counted in the union election at the Bessemer, Alabama warehouse, but it could be a while before we know the final outcome.
Let me explain.
Like the 2020 presidential election, counting mail-in ballots could take days or even weeks. And, like the 2020 election, a billionaire could try to overturn the results if it doesn't go his way.
I think that Amazon's strategy throughout has been to try to prevent the workers being able to express their desire for having a union. We saw that at the beginning of the process, and I expect to see it at the end of the process too.
As the count begins, here's how this could all play out. First, it's a matter of determining which votes are counted. Amazon and the union are both given the opportunity to challenge ballots from workers whose eligibility is in question. For example, ballots could be struck if they are cast by workers who are no longer employed at the company or who work as supervisors. It could take days or even weeks to determine which votes are counted and produce a result.
Once all the votes are counted, here are 3 different scenarios that could play out.
First, the workers could win by a significant enough margin that the challenge ballots wouldn't make a difference in the outcome. In that case, the fight moves on towards negotiating the first union contract and organizing workers at other Amazon facilities. Second, the election could be too close to call. Then, the NLRB may hold a hearing to determine the eligibility of the disputed ballots. Organizers are expecting Amazon, which has spent months running an aggressive anti-union campaign, to do whatever they can to slow down the process.
We've seen really egregious examples of what it is that an employer is willing to do in order to deny their workers union voice.
Even after all the votes are counted, it's likely that Amazon will pursue legal challenges to throw out pro-union ballots or delay recognition. Third, if the vote doesn't go in their favor, the union will likely take legal action against Amazon for their extensive union-busting activities, like the company's habit of holding hours-long anti-union meetings, bombarding the workers with anti-union propaganda, and installing a suspicious mailbox in front of the facility.
If the case ends up in front of the National Labor Relations Board in Washington, D.C., the board may call for a whole new election, or order Amazon to recognize the union and begin bargaining.
Basically, it ain't over till it's over, and it's gonna take a while. But while this may be the end of the first chapter in the Bamazon union story, the next chapter is being written right now, with every vote that's tallied. What workers have achieved here is already historic.
At the end of the day, no matter what happens, we feel that the workers at Amazon have already won. We've exposed what it is that an employer does to try to crush a union at their workplace. We've created alliances between the civil rights movement and the labor movement, which are crucial. We have energized workers all over the country and in fact all over the world to stand up to their own employers. We've highlighted the conditions that workers endure every day when they go to work. There's no putting the genie back in the bottle.
We'll be here on the ground in Birmingham, Alabama to keep you updated on the count.